In today's video, I wanted to talk about the Great Reset. Perhaps you're one of those people that is thinking about it, or maybe it's actually even worrying you. And so I thought that I would do a video about the Great Reset. Now, I have spoken about the Great Reset before in some of my videos that I did for my channel, but I think I did delete those videos for many reasons. But I think that perhaps maybe now it's actually a good time to do a video about the Great Reset. Now, what you're looking here is the book by Bibi, okay? Bibi, My Story, okay? I'm borrowing it from my father. Now, this is a great book. If you actually are interested in world politics, then this book will actually teach you a lot about, the history of Israel and current world politics. And actually, if you are very good at reading between the lines, okay, you will be able to learn quite a lot, as to how the world really works out there in terms of politics. So yeah, I just wanted to put it here, kind of like in the middle pages, so you can see some photos of Bibi. I highly recommend that you get this book. It's very informative, actually. So, and like I said, you're actually going to learn a lot. Okay, so let's talk about the Great Reset, shall we? Let me give you the definition of the Great Reset according to the World Economic Forum. Okay, so the Great Reset initiative is an economic recovery plan drawn up by the World Economic Forum in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The project was launched in June 2020 with a video featuring the then Prince of Wales, Charles, released to mark its launch. Okay, so you can read this on Wikipedia, or you can actually go into the World Economic Forum website, and you can get more information if you like. Okay. Now, let me start by saying that I believe that the Antichrist has a system. Okay, and I really believe that it's a system now, and I believe that the Antichrist is now working right now with the World Economic Forum, together with the United Nations, okay, in order to bring about this Great Reset. But I believe that it's going to happen during the tribulation period, okay. Now, we know that Klaus Schwab is one of the main architects of this, okay, of this Great Reset, okay, working alongside other very public figures whom are very much globalist. Pardon me. You might have heard of George Soros, Bill Gates, and Noah Yuval Harari, okay, just to name a few. And like I said, these figures appear quite often in the public arena, and we know their views. So, and I think that they are actually working together with the United Nations. Now, if you go to Wikipedia, if you like, and you read about the United Nations Agenda 2021 and Agenda 2030, you can Google that if you like on the internet. And, you will find a lot of information, and, you will find and put together a lot, if you like, about this, what I call Antichrist system that will trigger the Great Reset, okay? Now, everything that I'm saying here, this is all public knowledge. And, the church is very much well aware of all these things, okay? So, the question now is, when is this Great Reset likely to happen? Now, I always said on my previous videos, if you're a regular watcher on my channel, that this can only happen during the tribulation period and not during the church age, okay? And you're probably wondering why. Well, I think that if this was to happen now, think of the worldwide economic chaos that this will bring. Okay, now we know that the whole world economy is very problematic at the moment. We got very high inflation worldwide. Okay, we got high interest rates. The price of oil is through the roof, and this is causing even further high inflation. Okay, now getting back to if the Great Reset was to happen now, then the chaos, or the social and economic chaos that this will cause worldwide is just enormous. Think, for example, of your own savings that you have in your bank, okay? If we have the Great Reset, then this is likely to affect, your own personal bank savings that you have in the bank. Perhaps you work really hard for many years. You have accumulated a lot of money, okay? And who knows, all your money could disappear overnight with a Great Reset. So, and this, World Economic Forum, they are pushing for a global communist system, okay? Yeah, it's very much a communist agenda, especially if you read, the United Nations Agenda 2021 and 2030. So, like I was saying, think about the social unrest, people losing their savings. Let me give you an example. Think of Lebanon right now, right? Now, the Lebanese economy has completely collapsed, Uh, Oftentimes you will see in the news how people are rioting on the streets. They're taking the law into their own hands. Very recently, I saw reports how they are burning bank ATMs. People are stealing, crime is going up, and so on. And so, if you multiply this then worldwide, okay, into every country, okay, of the world, if you like, then you will have to agree that this is a recipe for disaster, big time, folks. So I think that this will happen during the tribulation period, like I said before, and not the church age. And I also say this because at the rapture of the church, billions of Christians are going to disappear. We are going to go out at the rapture and into heaven, okay? And so when the rapture happens, there's going to be, 2 billion people less in the world. That's a rough estimate, okay? Then there's going to be 2 billion people less in the world to power the world economy, okay? And so there is going to be less money in the world economy. And then you got to think about, the four horses of the apocalypse as they come out, okay? Think of the Antichrist. He's actually the white horse. You guys know that, okay? Or symbolizes the white horse symbolizes the Antichrist coming to rule. And as soon as he comes out, he will demand a new one world government because, the world is going to be in chaos after the rapture, Think of all the people that have disappeared. Think of all the global accidents that are going to happen because, let's just, for argument's sake, let's just say that some Christian who was driving a car and the rapture happened immediately, that Christian suddenly disappeared from his car and he's gone to heaven, and that car is, going out of control, crashing into other vehicles or whatever. And so multiply that, for billions of Christians that are going to be disappearing at the same time. So think of all the accidents out there worldwide, okay? And so this is the perfect opportunity for the Antichrist to come out and, demand, if you like, a new one world government and also a new one world digital currency. Okay, now let's think about the red horse of Revelation. As the red horse comes out, that's when World War III will happen. Just like Jesus prophesied, in the book of Matthew, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, okay? And just the World War effort alone of a World War III, this will bankrupt many nations around the world, So that's why, the Great Reset is needed, and one new world government is going to be needed, during the tribulation period, okay? And think of the black horse, think about famine, okay? A measure of wheat for a penny and so on. Think of the pale green horse. A quarter of the Earth's population will die by the sword, okay? Yeah, it's really hard to to fathom all this. That's why people need to get saved and believe on Jesus now, believe on the gospel, because as the four horses of the apocalypse come out one at a time, then it's just gonna be like unbelievable, pretty much. Now, you have to realize that then, under these set of circumstances, when you take into account, the four apocalyptic horses, okay, or Revelation, this alone should tell you that, this is the perfect storm for the Great Reset and the one world government to operate under, okay? Now, in conclusion, I believe that the Great Reset will happen after the rapture. I think that the Great Reset or even the one world government right now is too much grasp for the church age to bear, if you like. And I don't think that God will put through will put the church through this, okay? Because this is part of growth, if you like. Now, don't forget what Paul tells us, okay, in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, 2:11 and 2:12, if you like. People will be deceived by the Antichrist, and God will send people a spirit of delusion, okay, that they should believe a lie, and that they all might be them who believe not the truth but had pleasure in unrighteousness. So, yeah, you know, after the rapture, like I just said, God is gonna send a strong spirit of delusion, and people will fall for anything. That's why I believe that, soon after the rapture, the Antichrist is gonna come out saying that, there's gonna be a one world, a one world government, if you like, and also the Great Reset. Perfect storm to fulfill this prophecy, in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, 11 and 12, when God sends out this strong period of delusion. So I wonder what you folks think about the Great Reset. I hope that it has helped some people. I don't think that the church is going to be going through the Great Reset or the new one world government, if you like. And so that's my view on things. All right, folks, thanks for watching. And I highly recommend that you guys get this book by Bibi. It's a great read. You will learn a lot, actually. And it's quite informative. All right, folks, thanks for watching. And I'll talk to you guys later.